Hi guys, Bobby Gas here. COVID Bobby, toilet paper hoarding Bobby. There's a new thread going around about name and show the 20 bands from your town. Well, I'm from Toronto, which is a great town from having a lot of bands, coming out of it back in the 60s and the 70s, eh? I've got, I went and I was watching Richie's, Vinyl Richie's video, and I decided while I was watching his, I started writing down names of bands and stuff like that, and so so I decided to do this thread, and but instead of pulling them out, I'm just going to name them because it's too much work. Okay, let's go here. Rush. I seen those guys dozens of times before they ever cut a record. I remember at the Gasworks, I had a conversation with Getty because they were so damn loud that they were making my beer foam all over the place. Neil Young, he's another Toronto, or played in Toronto for a number of years, actually down in the village on Yorkville Avenue at the Minor Bird. I knew a go-go dancer down there, so I used to see him there all the time. The lead singer was James, Rick James, the cigarette butt guy with the girls. The band, another Toronto group. Ronnie Hawkins, that's who they started with the band. Actually, Ronnie was from the States, but in the late 50s, he come up here and stayed here because, well, he was making more money up here. Steppenwolf, they were the Sparrow. I remember the Sparrow. I got a 45. But John Kay and Steppenwolf, they're out of here. Kensington Market, there's a psych song that they do that ain't bad. That's another old Yorkville band, right, from the 60s, right? David Clayton Thomas become the lead singer for Blood, Sweat, and Tears. The Ugly Ducklings. I remember the drummer used to drink at our bar, and I remember him telling me a story about when they toured with the Stones the first time they come to Toronto. Well, no, '67 I think it was the tour, and so they toured with the Stones. And what Keith Richards would do is he'd rent a big suite with the for the for the rest of the roadies and the other band for the Ducks that were opening for them, and he'd have nude hookers going around serving drinks and food and stuff like that. He said he'd be sitting on a couch and slapping their ass as they go by. The rest of the Stones didn't bother with the Ducks or the roadies, but Keith was one of the boys, he said. Jackie Shane, another great Toronto act, right? Gordy Lightfoot. You guys might have heard of Gordy. The Mandela used to be the Five Rogues. A band called Toronto, and then there's an old heavy metal band that never did get make any money, but they were kind of famous. Anvil, a passing fancy, Jeff Healey, the blind guitar player, Down Child's blues band. I got a lot of history with that. Was good friends with the lead singer. Met him in jail first time actually. Rough Trade, Martha and the Muffins, Platinum Blonde, Blue Peter, another rocker, heavy rocker band, Moxie, Lighthouse, Edward Bear, Klaatu. Klaatu, everybody used to think they were the Beatles. McKenna Mendelsohn Mainline. So there you go. There's my 20. And I did it easy, fast. You like my hat? I'm crazy.